Hello everyone!
Thank you so much for clicking this video.
Before we begin, let us introduce ourselves. My name is Isri Hanifah, and I am majoring in Dutch literature.
My name is Annisaa Eka Maulida, and I am majoring in Dutch literature.
And my name is Sebastian. I'm majoring in archaeology.
So, we realize that not everyone knows the history of VOC.
Although the VOC has a lot of history in Indonesia.
How could this happen?
That is why we are here today to tell you what it is and everything you might know about the history of VOC.
So, let's start with how it began. In the 16th century, the Netherlands was still under Spanish rule. However, the Dutch Revolution, or the Independence War, since the 1560s, pushed the Dutch to have their trade routes. Previously, the Netherlands was only an intermediary or retailer of spices brought by the Portuguese from Nusantara. So, in 1595, the Dutch launched an expedition to search for the Spice Islands. A total of 4 ships with 249 crew and 64 cannon departed under the leadership of Cornelis de Houtman. In June 1596, the Houtman ships arrived in Banten, the largest paper port in West Java. Although he has not yet found the spice center in the eastern Nusantara, the Houtman has bequeathed for the shipping lane for the next Dutch explorer. So, the following year, the Netherlands again held a large-scale expedition to Nusantara. In 1598, 22 ships belonging to 5 different Dutch companies sailed to the Nusantara. Jacob van Eyck's fleet was the first to arrive at the Spice Islands of Maluku in March 1599. Their ships returned to the Netherlands in 1599 until 1600 by transporting many spices. The profit gain reached 400%. In 1598, the Dutch Parliament, or Staten-Generaal, proposed that competing companies be merged into a trade partnership. Then, in March 1602, the East Indies Airline Company, or the Verenigde Oost-Indische Compagnie, or VOC, was formed. 6 regions in the Netherlands have representative or assemblies the VOC. Each assembly has a number of directors. The number of directors is 17 and is referred to as the Heren 17 or Gentleman 17. Amsterdam, as the capital city, has a very big role. The VOC headquarters, called Oost-Indisch Huis, is also in Amsterdam. Therefore, Amsterdam can be rationed of 17 directors. The golden age of VOC. In the mid-1600s, the VOC had 150 merchant ships, 50,000 employees, and 10,000 private armies, and trading posts from the Persian Gulf to Japan. The VOC transformed into a trade giant, the first multinational company in the world. Their dominance was such that between 1602 and 1796, their trips traveled 5,000 voyages from the Netherlands to Asia. More than were sent by a combination of other European countries. The East India Company, or similar company made by the British, lost far, although they would later be more successful in the 18th century. When compared to shipping goods done by giant companies today, such as Amazon, the VOC is much busier. Even VOC was richer than Apple, Google, and Facebook combined.
Octrooi right. Octrooi right is special right given by the Dutch government to VOC. Example of octrooi rights. They were allowed to have military support from the government. They were allowed to make agreement with other country or local leader. They were allowed to issue or publish Dutch currency everywhere they went. They had right to declare to war. VOC governor in Dutch is in this. First, Peter Boot. Peter Boot was the first governor in Dutch East Indies. He made a trading post in Banten, and he made agreement with the island of Maluku to control the spices as clove, nutmeg, cinnamon, ginger, pepper, turmeric, cardamom. Then Peter Coon. He was the one who moved VOC headquarters from Banten to Jayakarta or Batavia. During this time, there was a cholera outbreak in Batavia. From Ciliwung River, which many Dutch people to die, including John Peter Coon in 1629 in Batavia. Herman William Daendels. Daendels defended the Java from British attack. His policy is make the road from Anyer to Panarukan, building a pier in Surabaya, building a weapons factory, building fortification in Jakarta and Surabaya as a defense. After that, the Britain period. The Britain period was led by Thomas Stamford Raffles. At this time, Indonesia was controlled by Britain. After Britain, the Dutch returned to Indonesia. So Indonesia was controlled by Dutch governor again. Van den Bosch. Van den Bosch was so famous. His famous policy is forced cultivation or cultuurstelsel. Because from cultuurstelsel to fill the Dutch cash vacuum due to the Diponegoro War and the Belgian War of Independence. Causes of VOC collapse. The VOC collapsed due to corruption. That they also have to compete with Portuguese, Spanish, and Britain. So they needed much money for war and military expense.
VOC fortress. The first VOC fort in Indonesia is Orange Fort. Fort Orange is a 17th century Dutch fort located at the center of Ternate city on the island of Ternate. Fort Orange was once the capital of Dutch East India Company trade empire in Asia until it was moved to Batavia. Fort Orange was founded by Cornelius Maciej Joe. Fort Orange is located in North Maluku and is currently owned by the state and managed by the Ternate city government. Now Fort Orange has turned into a tourist attraction in Ternate. Besides the Orange Fortress, there are also other fortresses such as Fassenburg Fortress is located in Surakarta. The Hersteller Fortress is located in Salatiga. Fort William I is located in Ambarawa. Fort William II is located in Tenggara.
Thank you so much for watching.
We hope you like it.
See you and